Dogs are humanity's oldest companions. They ride in our cars, sleep in our beds, and somehow always know when we're sad. But here's the thing, we didn't plan any of it. The most popular animal on Earth was created entirely by accident. ACT-1, setting the scene travel back roughly 15,000 years, maybe more. Our ancestors weren't farmers yet. They were hunter-gatherers, moving in small bands, hunting animals, and leaving behind something very important: trash, scraps of food, bones, leftover kills, and following those camps, lurking at the edges of firelight, were wolves. Now, most wolves kept their distance, but some, the braver ones, or maybe just the hungrier ones, crept a little closer. And those wolves discovered something incredible. Staying near humans was easy calories. They didn't have to hunt. They just had to tolerate people. Act 2. Natural selection does the work. Here's where it gets fascinating. Humans didn't choose to domesticate wolves. What happened was far more subtle. The wolves that were less fearful, less aggressive, the ones who could approach camp without panicking, ate more, survived more, reproduced more. Generation after generation, the bolder, calmer wolves thrived, and over time, something strange happened. These wolves started changing. Their skulls got smaller, their snouts got shorter, their ears, in some populations, began to flop. They even started being born with spotted coats, a trait almost never seen in wild wolves. Scientists call this the domestication syndrome, a package of physical and behavioral changes that seem to arrive together when an animal is selected for tameness. The most famous demonstration of this came in the 1950 seconds when a Soviet scientist named Dmitry Belyaev ran an experiment with foxes. He bred only the calmest foxes together, generation after generation. Within just 40 generations, a blink in evolutionary time, the foxes were behaving like dogs, wagging their tails, seeking human attention, and yes, developing floppy ears and spotted coats. Nobody told the foxes to change. Selecting for friendliness brought everything else along for the ride. Act 3. The relationship deepens. So early, humans had these semi-tame wolf dogs hanging around their camps, and slowly, humans started changing too. In behavior, at least. They noticed these animals could hear things they couldn't, smell things they couldn't. The proto-dogs would alert the camp to strangers. They'd track wounded prey. They'd scare away other predators just by being there. So humans began encouraging them, tossing them scraps on purpose, keeping the friendly ones close. And then, here's the part that makes this story remarkable. Somewhere along the way, the relationship became emotional. Dogs were found buried alongside humans as far back as 14,000 years ago. Not discarded, buried, with care. That's not utility. That's grief. That's love. We like to think of domestication as something humans did, a deliberate act of control and design. But the dog tells a different story. A wolf wandered toward a fire, a human tossed it a bone, and over thousands of years, two species, each following their own self-interest, stumbled into one of the most profound partnerships in the history of life on Earth. We didn't create dogs, we just left out the trash, and they did the rest.